Hi, and welcome to the Southern Crocheters. In case anybody don't know me, I am Connie with Just Another Stitch, and this is Barbara with Crochet Therapy. So how are you doing today, Barbara?
I am hanging in there.
Awesome. You froze up. Hopefully she unfreezes. Let's see. We have Brenda that joined us. Hi, Brenda. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? Okay, you had frozen up on us.
Okay, I turned off my Wi-Fi, so hopefully that will fix it. I don't know what happened. I could see you, but apparently I was gone.
You were frozen, and you should have seen the expression on your face.
I bet.
We also have Alice and Kivia that joined us. How are y'all, and what are y'all working on? So, I'm going to share with y'all a yarn joke. And the funny thing is that me and Barbara both came up with the same joke on our list. But
we did.
She has some other jokes that she has prepared.
At least one other one. Yes.
So what happened to the cat after she swallowed a ball of yarn?
And see, I can't answer it because I know the answer. What happened to the cat after she swallowed a ball of yarn?
Let's see if anyone can guess it real quick. We also have Dana that joined us. Hi, Dana.
Hi, Dana. Hi.
How are you today, and what are you working on?
Okay, I am getting online and looking up some more because I have one written down, but I can't remember the other one.
We also have Keith that joined us. How are you today, Keith?
Hey, Keith.
So the answer is she had mittens.
Mittens. Go on, Rosie, go lay down. That's funny. I love that one. You know why you probably came up with it too is because I searched on several different sites and that seemed to be the first one that showed up. So I think it's very popular.
And there really wasn't that many yarn jokes.
No, it really wasn't.
We also have Michelle and Amy and Erica that joined us. How are y'all?
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Amy. It's good to see you.
You want to share your yarn joke?
Yes, I will. Okay, so I actually just remembered the second one, so I'll tell you that one first before I forget because I have the first one written down. But the one that I just remembered is my grandma told me if I bought the yarn, she would make me anything I wanted. She would crochet anything I wanted. So I bought steel wool and asked her to make me a car. Let's see. So that one's kind of cute. It's, it's a dad joke. What can I say? And then the next one is actually a kind of a joke. It says, who raided Peter Pan's stash? Who raided Peter Pan's yarn stash?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see if anybody can come up with that one.
The only thing I can think of is Tinkerbell, but that's not yarn related.
No, it's not.
We have Cindy and Candace that joined us.
Oh, I see Candace and Brenda. Did we say Brenda before? Oh, Alice. Alice just came up with one. She came up with an answer, and so did It's Time for Yarn. And Brenda Young, Crochet and More, came up with an answer.
Everyone's saying Captain Hook. So
yes, and ding, ding, ding. You're correct.
I was starting to think that had to be the answer.
Yes.
And we also have Sid that joined us. Hi, Sid. Hey, Sid. How are you doing today?
Good to see you.
And if anyone has any questions for us on the live today, feel free to ask questions in the chat.
Absolutely.
So it's time now that I'm going to share the little video that I put together of everyone's gnome makes, because last month we did the topic of gnomes. So
Yes.
I asked everybody, and Barbara did too, to submit pictures of your previous gnome makes. So
Yes.
let's get that video up for y'all. Here it is. Doesn't that music just want to make y'all dance?
I think I might have. Over here doing a little chair dancing.
And everyone did an amazing job with their gnome makes. Such cute gnomes.
Yes, they were all adorable.
We have Vicki that joined us, and Kelly, and Dreamy, and Lisa the Grammy. How are all of y'all doing today?
Welcome.
So today's topic, we're going to be talking about yarn.
Yes. And we're so excited, but we're a little nervous too, because we are not experts on yarn. We are, however, experts on what we like. So we can talk a lot about what we like, but not necessarily on all the different aspects of it. So if you have any insights into your favorite yarn, please feel free to share it in our chat. and keep us going because we want to chat.
And let's see, we have Roberta and Pam that joined us. How are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? Okay, so first we're going to start talking about the different types of weights of yarn.
Yes.
And this here is a 0 weighted yarn.
Oh, wow.
And it's like really, really thin.
Yeah.
Oops. Let me put it closer to the camera.
Grab this one.
And with 0 weighted yarn, it's typically called lace yarn. Mm-hmm. You'll also hear it referred to as fingering 10 count crochet thread. And the recommended hook size, well, they had said 1.6 to 1.4, but
wow,
why they have it worded like that.
Right.
Also 2.25 millimeter.
Yeah.
Do you have some number 1 weighted yarn?
I do not. I try to stay away from that. I do have some number 2 weight yarn, and this yarn is gorgeous, and I loved it, and I bought it, and I had no idea. It's the Cotton Kings, and I had no idea how thin it was going to be. And this is so thin. It is literally 4. It's literally 4 threads, like sewing needle thread, put together, and that's this 2 weight yarn. And this 2 weight yarn is cotton, and it says the hook size is 3.5 to 4 millimeter, and like a US E or G. You have a 2 weight yarn also?
Yeah, this is a 2 weight right here.
Now, do you ever use a 2 weight yarn? Do you knit with a 2 weight yarn or crochet with it, Connie?
I knit with it, and actually the Haroni shawl that I just recently knitted, right, I used this yarn right here for it.
Wow, that's amazing. I do love the way a 2 weight yarn drapes. It is so soft and pliable, but I'm getting old and I don't have enough time to crochet with 2 weight yarn. I don't. That's my excuse anyway.
But yeah, the next weight that I want to show everybody is the number 1 weighted yarn.
Oh, I skipped over 1, didn't I? I'm sorry, Connie.
It's okay. We're going to go back to 2 again.
Okay.
I want to put out some more information about it. This is some number 1 weighted yarn.
Wow.
And
now, what brand is that?
This is Mary Maxim Simple Sock.
Okay.
And I love number 1, like for making socks and shawls with knitting.
Right.
And with number 1 weighted yarn, it's referred to as super fine. It's also called sock, fingering, or baby yarn. And typically you use a 2.25 millimeter to a 3.25 millimeter hook when you use that type of yarn.
Okay.
And now we're back to the number 2 again.
Sorry, I jumped the gun, didn't I? Sorry about that.
That's fine. Okay, for number 2, it's referred to as fine yarn. Right. It's also called sport or baby yarn. And you typically use a 3.5 to a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook with it. And next is number 3.
Okay.
And I love this yarn. Mm-hmm. Let me turn my green screen off.
It disappeared. Yeah.
I forgot that it had green in it.
Then I guess well, mine will come up. Okay. Good. Okay.
This is number 3. Let me try to.
Yes.
And
now, I've made blankets with a number 3 yarn, and while it does take a little bit longer to make a blanket with a 3 yarn, I've made a corner to corner using it with a variegated or like a stripy yarn, and it was really, really nice. Soft, pliable. It was just a really nice blanket once it got done.
And I love, love, love this yarn. It's Premier Color Fusion
Okay.
DK.
Uh-huh.
I love the color combinations, and I love how it feels, and I love how it works up.
Nice.
I highly recommend this yarn.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing we're getting a lot of new people that joined us, so I'm going to greet them real quick.
Yes, absolutely.
We have V, Mandela Sporkle, Laura, Katrina, Little Bit from Louisville, Kentucky.
Nice.
Let's see. I think I said Katrina.
You did.
And Colleen joined us.
Kelly Weber. I didn't see Kelly Weber before. It's good to see you.
And Sid and Nisi.
Hi, Sid. Hi, Nisi. Lisa, the Grammy Scattered. Did we see that one?
Yeah, I had greeted her.
Okay, good.
And Tina. And hopefully I haven't missed anyone. Anita, too.
Okay.
Yeah, on these lives, we kind of stick to topic a lot. So if we do miss reading anybody, we apologize. It's not intentional or anything.
No, we are keeping ourselves to a strict time limit here. So 45 minutes is our limit. And so it's nothing personal if we skip over your comment. You guys just keep chatting away, and we will catch your comments as we can, won't we?
Okay.
Connie, you're doing a great job describing these. So thank you for getting this together. I know I wasn't home to get anything together today. So
let me put my green screen back up.
Yay.
Okay.
That's a pretty background too.
It's thank you. This is number 4 weighted yarn, which I think everyone should be familiar with 4 weighted. I think it's the most commonly used.
It is, yes. And probably one of the favorites.
Yes, it's my favorite to use. Let us know if what's your favorite weighted yarn to use.
Yes.
And with 4 weighted, it's referred to as medium, and it's also called worsted Afghan, or I think it's pronounced Aran, A-R-A-N.
Aran, yes.
And it's typically used between a 5.5 millimeter and 6.5 millimeter.
Yes.
Knitting needle. I'm sorry, crochet hook. Okay, the next is number 5, which I couldn't find any in my yarn stash, but Barbara.
I do. I have it. This is, let me turn it the right way. So this is my 5-weight, one of the 5-weight yarns that I have. I actually have 2 of them. This one is a baby yarn that I'm working on right now, and this is the 5-weight yarn. And then this is the Premier Puzzle yarn, which is a 5-weight yarn, and this is really fun to work with. It's just an extra thick number 4. I mean, it has all of the benefits of a 4-weight yarn. If you like 4-weight yarn, you're going to love a 5-weight yarn because it just works up that much quicker, but it's not so bulky that it's hurting your hand. Sometimes bulky yarn hurts your hand as you crochet. So,
and I'm curious about the puzzle yarn.
Yeah, puzzle yarn is amazing. So it's a 5 bulky, and it says to use a 6 millimeter hook, which is a J, a USJ hook. So, J hook is my favorite hook. I don't know why, but it is. And a J or a K, actually. And then this yarn is really awesome. So the Premier Puzzle comes in all different colors. And I just really like the way it works up.
And with the number 5, it's also called bulky or chunky craft or rug.
Yes.
And they're saying you typically use a 6.5 to 9 millimeter hook.
Really? Okay. Let me see what this one says on here. This one also says to use. Oh. Now, the Premier Puzzle yarn says to use a J hook. Okay. But this one, which is also a 5, so I guess it just depends on, what kind of yarn. So this one says to use an L11 and 8 millimeter. So that's this one. So I can see how, different companies might choose different size hooks depending on what they think you should use. So this one is the Yarn Bee Baby Bee, and they're saying use an 8 millimeter, which is going to make it a softer, maybe that's why they did that, because it's baby yarn. They want you to make a soft baby blanket.
Yeah, because I'm going by the source that I found online. So
yeah.
Some of this information may differ a little.
Yeah.
Depending on the source.
Right.
And the last type of yarn or weighted yarn is the number 6 bulky. And this is some clearance yarn I had gotten from Walmart.
Good.
It's kind of a mess, but that's how thick it is. Very, very thick yarn.
Yes.
I don't use like the number 5 and number 6 weighted yarn that often.
Right.
This is referred to as super bulky or bulky, roving, or other names. And you typically use a 9 millimeter hook or larger.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And see, that's the thing too. Look at the difference between this yarn. This is I love this chunky yarn. And do you see the difference? See that? And I'm going to hold it up next to this Premier. And you can kind of see the difference. This one yarn, the red yarn, is even bulkier than the green yarn. So there's always a little bit of difference in the yarn. So you really have to kind of go by what works for you with the hook size, depending on the actual size of the yarn, because this one also says it's a 5. This one says it's a 5. This baby weight yarn says it's a 5, and they're all a little bit different.
And another thing too that I want to point out with yarn, most of y'all probably know how to read labels, but in case someone isn't that familiar with yarn, you always want to pay attention to the dye lot number for one, because whenever the yarn is dyed, they have different dye lots, and it may kind of not be the same shade. On your label, you should have a lot number, which you can't really see too good on here.
Right.
You just kind of have to look on the label, and it will, because it's sometimes kind of in a different spot based on the brand, but there should be a lot number.
Right.
And of course the color information.
Right.
And they'll show you on the yarn the type of hook or knitting needle that they recommend for the yarn.
Yes.
The weight of the yarn is on the label. And you also have, where is it? The
yardage or meters. Yeah.
Where like this, the big twist, it's machine washable, low iron, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, dry clean, dry flat.
Nice.
And that's the other thing. You also have the yardage information, the ounces, meters, grams. So like you do a pattern, like say it calls for 1,000 yards of yarn.
Yes.
Well, you would need basically 3 of these.
Right.
Because this is 380 yards.
Right.
Just some stuff I wanted to point out. Let's see. I see we have some new people that joined us. Hello, Vivian and Zach and Regina. And let's see. And Angela. And hopefully
hi, everyone.
Everybody. And Kim.
Nice. Hi, Kim. Did you get Dreamy?
I did earlier.
Okay, good. Good.
So how are all of y'all doing? And hopefully I didn't miss anybody.
Yeah.
So the next part of what we're going to talk about with yarn is the different types of yarn, the fiber material.
Yes.
And you have your merino wool, and
Right.
typically that's taken from merino sheep, and it's super soft and doesn't cause the allergic reactions like regular wool does. And it blocks very nicely, but it can pill and create little fuzz balls. And let's see. Yeah, this is merino right
Oh,
here.
wow. That's a nice small. Is that a 1 weight or a 2 weight?
0.
Oh, that's your 0 is your merino. Oh,
And
wow.
let's see. Well, this one's super wash wool.
Okay, superwash means that it won't shrink. So that's good.
And let's see. And then there's also alpaca, and that's taken from alpacas. It's the yarn is warmer than wool. So
Mm-hmm.
that's for small winter projects, and it doesn't block as well as wool does,
Right,
but it is rather soft.
right.
And then there's cashmere, and it's the softest and fluffiest yarn of them all, but it's
Yes,
rather expensive and not that strong.
right.
And then there's cotton, which I think that DK Fusion yarn was no, that was actually acrylic. I don't think I have any cotton yarn by me.
Yeah, this is cotton. It's a cotton 2 weight. And then this is a cotton yarn. But this one is a cotton king, so it's 100% cotton.
I love that yarn. It's beautiful.
It's so pretty, but I don't want to do anything with it. That's my problem.
I would so make a shawl with that yarn.
Oh, I'm going to throw it to you. I'm throwing yarn balls out the window.
And let's see. With cotton, it's a strong yarn. It doesn't block well at all. It is a rather rigid yarn,
Yeah.
and it highlight the irregularities in stitches, but it is light and breathable.
Yes. And it's durable. I find it to be durable. That's why we use it in kitchenware and different things like that. Yeah.
And another type of yarn, which I think we're all familiar with, is good old acrylic.
Woohoo!
Which is man-made fibers, but it's cheap and the best choice for beginners. If
Yes.
you're planning on like crocheting something, it typically needs to be washed regularly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good synthetic. So there's 2 different types of yarn. There's natural, which would be the alpaca, the cotton, the anything vegetable, mineral, plant, animal, on that spectrum. And then we have the the synthetics, which could be like even with this one is the Kobu. Do you have the mixture, the yarn mixture type, the yarn type mixtures? Because this one has 51% cotton, 49% rayon, which is a synthetic, but they made the rayon from bamboo. So, I don't know how to read that. Is it half synthetic, half natural? Is it all natural because they made the rayon from bamboo? I'm not sure.
My
guess sure
is
soft.
partial.
Yeah. It is very squishy, very soft yarn. And this one is a 3 weight yarn, which is nice for a cotton like this, and it says to use a 4mm hook, a G or a 6, but it's a 4mm hook is what they suggest with this yarn. So this is nice, but you can't use this one for kitchenware because it's not 80% or more of just cotton, and you can't risk setting it on fire in your kitchen because that can happen.
I love that color.
Yeah, I do too. It's kind of like a denim. It's really pretty.
I see Deneen joined us. Hi, Deneen.
Hi,
How are you
Deneen.
today?
Good to see you. It's so good to see everybody today. We have quite a few people on there. It's so good to see everybody. Now, when I go to the chat, guys, I'm sorry I'm not chatting with you, but when I go to the chat, it is only giving me, you know, it's not even giving me the latest. So I apologize, but I'm not able to interact with you. That doesn't mean I don't love you.
And one thing too, like with our lives, we're more putting information out. So we're not as interactive. Like I know at least how I normally am on a
Yes,
live, and even
yes,
Barbara usually interacts a lot with everybody
I
too.
do. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're not intentionally trying to ignore anybody.
No, and it feels very strange for us to do it this way because we're not used to doing it this way, which is why we keep apologizing for not
I
talking
know.
to you.
Okay.
It's not intuitive for us.
And another type of yarn is silk yarn, which is expensive, but it's strong,
Yes.
shiny, and lustrous. And it's
Yes.
not the warmest yarn, so it's best for summer projects.
Mhm.
And it's also slippery to work with. So
Yes.
you kind of want to be more experienced
Mhm.
with, like crocheting and knitting before you get into using silk yarn.
Right. Now this is yarn that my kids gave me after they went to Seattle. This was the yarn that they gave me, and it's hand dyed. It's called Silk Paca. Silk Paca because it's 70% baby alpaca and 30% silk, and it is so soft, so soft.
Ooh,
I haven't
it's
decided what to do with
beautiful.
it yet. We gotta have one hank, and I have to make good use of it. And I haven't started anything because I have to make sure it's perfect before I do.
I see Dana with Triple C is here. Hi, Dana. How are you? And thanks for becoming a channel member. I really
Yay!
appreciate that. And another type of yarn I don't think we talked about yet is mohair. Um, it's a fluffy, warm, and soft yarn. It's strong and highly durable. It has a shiny and glossy appearance. It's elastic and absorbent, but it's more expensive than wool and it can be irritating to the skin. And it has a fuzzy texture, so
Yeah,
it can be hard to work with.
yeah. And
And
it's not that soft, is it? It's a little bit more. Isn't it a little rough? I don't know. Maybe not.
well, according to here, it says it's soft.
Oh, good.
So,
Okay.
and let's see. I'm looking at a different website
Uh-huh.
that has some other types. Ooh, bamboo's one we didn't talk about. Um,
Yes.
that's lightweight and breathable. It's
Yes.
non-allergenic, and it's reportedly antibacterial
Oh, that's awesome.
and environmental friendly. But it's not
Nice.
as warm as other fibers. It's less durable, and it can be expensive.
Yes. Now, this Kobu is approved by it's by the group the Knitted Knockers, which is they make prosthetics for women who've had mastectomies, and so they make breast prosthetics. That's hard to say, but because this yarn is so soft and it doesn't irritate, it's part cotton and part bamboo. Um, so yeah, this is really soft. I could see that definitely. I didn't know about the hypoallergenic though.
I'm drooling at that yarn. I love that shade of blue.
It is really, really pretty. Definitely. Definitely. Now it looks a little brighter in the light there, but it's a little more dimmed down in reality.
So, does anyone have any questions about anything that we discussed today? Let us know in the chat, or those that watch the replay, let us know in the comments section. Um, Also, we're curious, what is your favorite type of yarn?
Yes.
And
Yes.
what's yours, Barbara?
My favorite type, I would have to say if I had to go make something today, it's either, it's either the acrylic, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, or it's cotton. It's one or the other. It's either 100% cotton or the I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby because it's soft. That acrylic is soft. It's a 4-weight yarn. It's just, it makes my hands happy to crochet with it. It really does. But the other one would be cotton. I mean, I would go and hoard all of the cotton yarn in the world in all the different colors, and I would just be a happy girl. Yeah.
For me, when it comes to like my favorite type of yarn, I use number 4 weighted the most, but I love number 1 weighted yarn.
Oh my goodness.
I love like the hand dyed yarns.
Right.
I think they're beautiful.
Oh wow.
And like I said, I love making, well, even though like when we do our collab, we really just talk about crochet since Barbara's just a crocheter.
Yeah.
But I do find like I love them for like knitted socks and knitted shawls.
Right.
I of course love sparkly.
Oh yes.
I'd probably say my favorite brand would be Lion Brand. They have a lot of, different beautiful types of yarn.
Yes. Yes.
And typically anything blue, pink, and purple. Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Christmas yarn.
Love the Christmas yarn. Who can go wrong with Christmas yarn?
Let's see. Julia joined us. Hi, Julia. How are you doing today?
Good to see you.
Brenda says her favorite is acrylic and cotton.
Yes. Yes. And someone a little bit further up in the chat said, oh, okay, Amy said that her son has eczema and she can use alpaca, and her son, and he can use alpaca and not react to it. So that's good to know that alpaca is good. Oh, and then Creatively Created Crochet Triple C has 100 alpaca, and I don't know whether that means that they have 100 alpaca animals or 100 alpaca skeins of yarn. I'm not sure, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah, like I said, those type, but the bad thing with those beautiful yarns, they're pricey.
Yeah. Very pricey. Yeah. Yeah. This one was like $30. And I've never bought yarn that was that expensive. So this was a gift. But I was just so curious to see, because when it was given to me, I said, oh my goodness, you paid $40 for this yarn, didn't you? And they just kind of grinned because they knew I could see the value in it. And they were like, well, not quite. But then I had to look it up and see, and it was over $30 for this hank of yarn, which is another reason why you have to have a good plan and know exactly what you're going to do with it. So anyway, we all love yarn. Have you guys ever seen Mikey from the Crochet Crowd? And he did this one funny where he filled his bathtub with yarn and he pretended to take a bath in a yarny bath in yarn. It was so funny. But that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I just want to lay in a bathtub full of yarn and just go, ooh, you're so soft.
But so what we want everybody to do is next month on our live, we want y'all to submit pictures of y'all yarn stash or some of your favorite yarn.
Yes.
And like how we did at the beginning of this live with the slideshow of the gnomes.
Yes.
We're gonna do a slideshow of the pictures y'all submit of y'all yarn stash or y'all favorite yarns.
Yes.
So y'all can either email me or Barbara.
Right.
And my email is in the description box of all my videos.
Okay.
And on my about page. And I believe yours is on your about page, right?
It is, yes. So I see Connie's is right there, just another stitch 2020 at gmail.com. And mine is Crochet Therapy 4, the number 4, the letter U at gmail.com. So either one of us, go ahead and submit those photos. If you don't want to show your yarn stash, that's okay. Take a picture, like, put a couple of your favorite yarns out there, take a picture of that and share it with us. We want to know what your favorite yarn is, and we kind of want to see your yarn stash too. I mean, truth be told, we love yarn and we want to see what you've got, and we don't care if it's all organized, although we'll go ooh and ah, or if it's all messy and jumbled, because we can relate to that too. And we want to see it, and that's going to be really fun. And so next month, the Southern Crocheters will be on the Crochet Therapy page. Every other month, we're going to flip back and forth between our YouTube channels. And so next month, it'll be on the Crochet Therapy channel. And did we tell them what the theme was yet, Connie?
Not yet.
Okay.
Next month's theme will be quick and easy gift ideas.
Yes.
So we're going to share some ideas, share some pattern links with y'all, and hopefully y'all get some good ideas.
Because next month is July, and it seems like there's always the Christmas and July theme. So we didn't want to kind of go that way as much as we wanted to do the quick and easy gift ideas, the type of gifty things that you can make in 1 to 2 hours. And I know one of them that I found was even a 50-minute item that you could crochet. And so that's what we want to share with you, to get you in the mood so that you know that, yes, birthdays, anniversaries, get well, oh, you're not feeling well, so let me give you a little something. All of these different situations, plus Christmas is coming. All of these situations are coming up, and it's nice to have a little stash of some gifty things that you can just go and grab from. And so that's what we want to share with you next month.
So yeah, and we do our lives the third Wednesday of every month.
Yeah.
This month it got pushed back a week.
Right.
But if we have to push it back, we will let y'all know.
Yeah.
But yeah, third Wednesday of every month at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time or 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, that's right. 2 or 3.
And I see Melanie joined us. Hi, Melanie. How are you today? I don't remember if I read the comment that Cindy posted about. I think we are in the same boat, loving those yarns mentioned.
Yes.
Great minds think alike. Amy says, "I love Mikey. He is genius. Not many people can compare to him." I'm getting tongue-tied.
It's true. Mikey can say and do things that a lot of people couldn't get away with, but he gets away with them, and he is adorable when he does. He's funny and he's quirky, and I think he's amazing.
So I think that pretty much covers it for today's live. Do you have anything that you would like to say or anything, Barbara?
I just want to thank you, Connie, for flying with this month's theme. I know I kind of threw that idea at you, but can we all just give Connie just like a virtual clap, a standing ovation for running with this theme and for giving us so much good information about all the different yarn sizes, the weights, the types. And I just want to thank you for doing that. One thing that we didn't talk about was other odd things to crochet with, like fabric or denim jeans. Like if you have some old jeans, cut strips, 1-inch strips with them, connect them together and start crocheting a rug or anything. That's always fun. Another thing that some people do crochet with, and I've got 30 seconds left, is they crochet with plastic bags, plastic bread bags, plastic grocery bags. They call it plarn for plastic yarn. And now I've heard that can hurt your hands after a while. because it's really, it gets really rough while you're crocheting. But that's nice to make mats for homeless people to put under their bedding, if they're sleeping in a tent or whatever. And anyway, so those are the other different types of yarn, that the different kinds that maybe you can't buy them in the store, but you can make them at home. So if you can't afford yarn, look for other ways, go get an old sheet, tear it up into strips and start crocheting with it. Make a basket, make a rug. There's a lot of things that you can do.
And one thing too that I want to mention before we say our goodbyes is if y'all have ideas for future topics, either email me or Barbara.
Yes.
And let us know your ideas, and we'll try to do a future live on those topics.
That's right.
So, like I like to say, I hope everyone has a fabulous yarny day. Be the light and bye. And as Barbara likes to say,
I always say, stay safe, be kind, and get hooking. And much love to everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.